Good evening, and thanks for joining us for tonight's regional news. Starting off in Jamaica. A Jamaican who recently returned home from China, where the new coronavirus has infected tens of thousands and killed hundreds, has now been placed in isolation after showing signs of an elevated temperature. Minister of Health and Wellness of Jamaica, Dr. Christopher Tofton, says samples have been taken and will be processed by the National Influenza Center and sent overseas for testing. This is the second person placed in isolation after returning from the Asian country, but the first to display any symptoms of the deadly virus. They had initially been in quarantine. Up to Sunday, in addition to the two patients in isolation, there were 10 quarantined in government facilities and almost 80 quarantined at home. The death toll from the coronavirus has surpassed 1,000 persons. Now for news from Trinidad and Tobago. Two police officers have been arrested for human trafficking in central Trinidad. According to a media release issued by the police on Tuesday, the officers who were assigned to stations in Police Central Division were held after their homes and lockers at work were searched during an overnight raid. The release stated that a Venezuelan man was also held in relation to human trafficking. The operation included officers of the Special Operations Response Team, the Counter-Trafficking Unit, a special task force established by Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith, with human trafficking being part of their overall mandate. And finally, for some international news. In the shadow of the Wuhan corona outbreak, a deadly disease has emerged in chickens in the Chinese province near the epicenter of the outbreak. According to China's Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Affairs, reported an animal outbreak of the often fatal H5N1 bird flu in thousands of chickens in the province, which borders of Hubei province to the south. A statement from China's Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Affairs said on February 1 revealed that the farm has 7,850 chickens and 4,500 of the chickens have died from the disease. Local authorities have called 17,822 poultry after the outbreak. There are no reported human cases of the H5N1 flu, according to the South China Morning Post, and transmission of the disease to humans is rare. Nearly all cases of the flu infected in people have been associated with the close contact with infected live or dead birds or H5N1 contaminated environments, according to the World Health Organization. However, the outbreak is a cause for concern because the flu has a 60% mortality rate among infected humans, according to the WHO. Additionally, the H5N1 bird flu can cause severe respiratory illness, including pneumonia, among other changes. Well, that has brought us to the end of tonight's regional news. Thank you for watching, and back to you, Javon.